Taking a look at some other issues, top administration officials have appeared before Congress to promote US President Barack Obama's new strategy in Afghanistan. The troop surge involves an estimated $30 billion of funding, subject to approval by Congress. The officials are trying to convince skeptical lawmakers that failure of the mission in Afghanistan would put the national interest at risk. Li Young has the story.
Barack Obama's new Afghan strategy made instant headlines news in the US and around the world. But for a country focusing on rebuilding its economy, the huge cost of military operations is a contentious issue. So top administration officials told lawmakers that there can be no other option.
Failure in Afghanistan would mean a Taliban takeover of much, if not most, of the country, and likely a renewed civil war.
We believe the insurgency has achieved a dominant influence in 11 of Afghanistan's 34 provinces. To say that there is no serious threat of Afghanistan falling once again into Taliban hands ignores the audacity of even the insurgency's most public statements.
Many lawmakers seem to have resigned themselves to the president's decision for troop build-up. What some take issue with is the faster-than-expected exit timetable.
Well, I do not support what I don't support, and what concerns me greatly is the President's decision to set an arbitrary date to begin withdrawing U.S. forces from Afghanistan. A date for withdrawal sends exactly the wrong message to both our friends and our enemies in Afghanistan, Pakistan, and the entire region, all of whom currently doubt whether America is committed to winning this war.
Secretary of Defense Robert Gates assured lawmakers that the pullout will be done responsibly. He hinted the administration may not begin to scale back the troops in July 2011 if the situation worsens. He called the July 2011 transition date a clear statement of the president's strong intent. Gates reaffirmed that the ultimate goal is to completely transfer the security responsibility to Afghan authorities. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton also said the U.S. has not locked itself into leaving. She says the exit timetable sends a very clear signal that the U.S. is not interested in occupying Afghanistan. CCTV.
President Barack Obama's decision on a troop surge is clearly good news to the U.S. top commander in Afghanistan. General Stanley McChrystal called Obama's pledge of reinforcements the end of the beginning of the 8-year-old war. Shortly after Obama's Tuesday speech, McChrystal visited the regional commander in the southern province of Kandahar. He told his officers that by next summer, all parties involved in Afghanistan will have confidence in the war. He said the current priority is to prevent the insurgency from threatening the Afghan government and to prevent Al-Qaeda and other terrorists from using Afghanistan as a safe haven. McChrystal also endorsed Obama's timeline to begin withdrawing the extra troops in mid-2011. U.S. President Barack Obama has announced his revised troop strategy in Afghanistan. Following the long-awaited decision, the international community's reactions vary.
The additional 30,000 troop deployment in Afghanistan has brought mixed reactions. The Afghan government welcomes Obama's new strategy, hoping the extra troops will help strengthen the peace and security of its people. The government also says it will spare no effort in achieving the objectives set out in the strategy. However, Taliban militants are downplaying the decision on troops, saying there is nothing new to solve the Afghan conflict. They add it will continue the resistance against the US and its allies. Reactions from NATO and the EU are quite positive. The Secretary-General of NATO, Anders Fogh Rasmussen, says he expects US allies to provide at least 5,000 extra troops to significantly enhance troop levels in Afghanistan.
You're watching News Hour here on CCTV International. Coming up, no way back. Honduran lawmakers rule out a return to office for the ousted President Manuel Zelaya.